Hey guys, I hope you're doing well. Here's to a slightly different video today, and it's off the back of a visit to a place called The Cave that I visited Saturday just gone. Really awesome place. So what's The Cave? Very simply, it's kind of retro kind of computing, retro gaming museum, but of a different approach, a different kind of ethos, which is that it's very hands-on in nature. You know, that with the exception of probably a handful of raw rarities that are still an absolute joy just to be in the presence of, the vast majority of stuff is there to be played. You know, systems going back and computers going back to, you know, the early days of microcomputing, all there for you to play with. You know, an abundance of games. You know, going up to, I'm trying to think, what the latest or the newest console there, the newest system. That's probably the GameCube. I don't know if there's anything beyond that, but most of the stuff is obviously way before. But yeah, you know, Amigas and STs and PCs, PC engines, all sorts of light gun games set up. There's on a PS1. So yeah, fantastic place. Yeah, equally fantastic was the fact that I was joined by a tuber that, you know, I mean, chatting with via, you know, WhatsApp and via YouTube comments, as one does for some time, but yeah, never met the guy. So yeah, I knew he not really close to it, but probably a bit closer than me, and I thought, okay, he's probably would be into this kind of thing. And yeah, it was James, so retro import gamer, and he checked his diary, and it was good for him. Me being disorganised, kind of dropped it on him at the 11th hour, but he was free, so we met up there, which was super cool. Lovely guy, obviously so knowledgeable. I mean, I'm sure all of you do follow his channel, but if for some crazy reason you don't, I'll leave details below. And at the end, we walked up to the car park, and you know, it's that gaming and toys combined are probably my fave things. And I love this cartoon series Mask. So yeah, the first one and the second game for the Specky, absolutely ruddy awesome. Was on the Gremlin label. I knew that the first one was around, and that's probably off the back of seeing a tuber not that long ago put Mask up. I think it was Roland Reviews, who does, you know, little segments on Specky games, and but yeah, didn't know that there was a second one, and even like the artwork and stuff, like Mars Mayhem there in the middle. It's just yeah, absolutely brilliant. So yeah, really lovely condition. He said, I've even tested them to make sure they're all right. So what a dude. Thanks a million, James. It was a bloody pleasure to meet you and also get to experience the cave with you. It was just, yeah, really good afternoon. So yeah, I thought I'd talk a little bit about, you know, the visit itself. So, you know, so like I said, I've been following the channel, was aware of what they were doing. I'm kind of Essex way. This is in the Cotswolds, so I had to kind of plan it. I had some time off work and thought, right, let's do it. And I think they're only open maybe one day a week, maybe 1 or 2 days a week. Second on a Saturday, they do like separate Patreon days as well. But yeah, went for the Saturday, went on the website, super easy, a blooming bargain in my opinion. It's currently, was it 15 quid for 3 hours? Yeah, and it was just, yeah, I would have paid, genuinely would have paid twice that. It was just so much to do, so much to enjoy. I've been buzzing, you know, since I finished the place. Just absolutely blooming awesome. So yeah, easy to do, really informative on the website. It tells you kind of, you know, obviously where to go, but what to expect, what's on site, and a bit about, you know, the format of what you'll get up to. But so that was very straightforward. But when we arrived like separately. We kind of turn up in the car park, and it's, yeah, beautiful old building. I think shared with, you know, with at least another company, but so yeah, I got there quite early, got a little bit before James, so we'd gone for the afternoon slot, I think 2 till 5, and yeah, 2 o'clock kind of came along, and then Neil, who's the host extraordinaire, really nice guy, who's kind of, yeah, facilitated, obviously I'm sure with support and from the community and from yeah, some other partners. But yeah, he's done a great job at getting this place up and running, and obviously now managing it. But yeah, he came downstairs, kind of, you know, meeted and greeted the people that were there, took us up to, well, I think it was the second floor, quite a few steps, but even in the email and on the website, it was a bit of a step warning, but it wasn't. I've yeah, done more steps on London Underground stations, that's for sure. So it wasn't too bad. And yeah, you get into a really nice space. He did a briefing session to start with, and then it's like, look, just get stuck in. And he was really good at just walking around, chatting with everyone, making sure everyone was cool. Yeah, asking people obviously about their kind of, the retro tastes and bits of nostalgia, and I'd kind of explained to him that I've been following the channel for a little while, but yeah, he does some really good stuff there, and it's kind of broken into a few bits. So you've got the main, you've got a gaming area which is fairly sizable. You're not waiting for anything. There's always machines and things to get stuck on in. I think he said it's up to kind of 30 people per booking, but yes, there's so much to do. There's no, like I say, it's not like a queuing thing. You just yeah, get stuck in and enjoy it. But yeah, so it's got all the kind of computers, all these consoles set up, keyboards, joypads, even a few steering wheels. Yeah, at the ready for you to kind of get stuck into. So that was fantastic. There's more of a, I guess like more of an exhibition or exhibit type space, which has either rarer consoles or perhaps more commonish retro consoles, but in pristine condition, or boxes that just look like they're off the factory line. So yeah, there's a whole array of stuff in that. I recently picked up a Vectrex and a lovely one beautifully boxed. Again, it just fresh cardboard, and but yeah, all sorts of systems. And then what other parts are there? There's a like a mock-up of a computer game shop in the 80s, probably more 80s than 90s, although there are some kind of 90s games in there. But James and I spent a lot of time looking at the micro computing shelves, and took a few pictures. James took some vids and really more pictures than me, so check out his video for stuff. Again, I'll get that from the link. And yeah, we're just kind of picking games off the shelves that we played or we wanted or we hadn't heard of. But there's so much stuff there. There's the Hit Squad games and the Mastertronic titles, and yeah, so it's that. And then I think there's the big box like Amiga games, big box like PC games, all the like the point and click Dribble Fest. It just was absolutely blooming awesome. A lot of games I really wanted to play back in the day, and now kind of through GOG and other kind of means I can play them on my PC. But to actually see and feel the boxes, those big boxes, was just incredible. Like hundreds of games there, and then on the back wall, more console, more system related bits of Master System, Mega Drive, I think some Super Nintendo, perhaps N64, like an array of games there. Impressive, but for me anyway, the cassettes were awesome. Cartridges as well. I had some like Spectrum cartridges on the wall, like all in there, kind of the cellophane and the hang tabs. It's just like mind blowing. So you have that bit, kind of small seating area. It's like a library, or a mini library with loads of old magazines around it, and yeah, some of them really dated mags. You got gloves in the middle on the table. You want to thumb through some of those old editions, but that was pretty cool. And then in the middle of there was a display that had the most fabulous blooming Game and Watch titles in there. It felt like it was floor to ceiling, just full of those handhelds, which was super cool. So you've got that. Trying to think, and they've got a refreshments area. So again, when you come in, like a kiosky thing with a few little gifts and bits. I got some stuff, some merch which had to be done. But you can also get, I'm guessing, teas and coffees and like other refreshment things. So that was pretty cool. I'd mentioned going in when I was chatting with Neil that as well as following his channel, I've been following Alex, currently in Nintendo Arcade. I think the channel name is going through a bit of a revamp, and and they've struck up. I never would have guessed it. Obviously I've been following the channels independently, but it's not new news now. But struck up a bit of a partnership whereby Alex will be on the ground floor, setting up like an arcade, and there's already a lot of machines in there. Neil was kind enough, he grabbed himself, James, and a couple of other people who clearly kind of expressed a bit of an interest about the arcade and showed us the work in progress. So some beautiful, machines down there. It's going to be like a lovely, lovely space. So much blooming potential, and already you can see they've done a lot of work. Kind of stripping down a wall at the back, bit of a kind of a feature wall. I think it's like a bit of a probably end up being the entrance area. I think like Alex will have a bit at the front. Perhaps he'll be do some YouTube vids from there. I think that may be the plan. But fantastic. And Neil plugged in the Star Wars original arcade game with those beautiful like vector graphics, and had a quick go on that. It was just absolutely blooming superb. So I'll be going back. I think it's next month, October time. I think the arcade is scheduled to open. So I'll definitely be going back. And maybe it's a bit of a Marmite thing to talk about. I'm going to talk about it anyway. But Patreon, I've always been very on the fence about it, mainly because I think it's how the money's been used for certain channels. But there is a Patreon linked to the Cave. And it's the only Patreon that has kind of, I don't know, impressed me enough to get stuck into. So I've gone for it, and and why have I gone for it? It's really because, in my opinion, the money is going towards maintaining, building, promoting the museum, and restoring a lot of games and systems that otherwise I think would be lost over time, lost in lofts, and then destined for the skip and all of that. So I genuinely think, because that bricks and mortar, it's something for me anyway, worth getting stuck into. And there are perks to it as well, such as like I said earlier on in the video, there's like Patreon, days and other kind of exclusives. So look forward to being part of the Cave gang and or Cave Dweller and getting back there. So that's it. I think the merch, we quickly cover those off. So the first one is it's a fantastic colouring book that goes through some of the old systems. I think it's illustrated by Stu Cambridge, sensible soccer fame, and this helped. I think helped towards the actually setting up the museum itself by selling these and loads of other activities and fundraisers that Neil's been doing. But I thought that was quite cool. He did ask me if I was going to draw in it, and I said no, probably not. I'm going to keep anything within the lines. But if I email him, I think I can get some PDFs, so this one can go nicely on the shelf. And then merch 2 of 3. It's a bit of a book, which is kind of interviews with people within the industry. So Stu Cambridge. It's on the Al Lowe, Leisure Suit Larry, Fame. Who else have we got? David Fox. So the LucasArts, so the Monkey Island stuff, and about 10 other little interviews. So that's pretty cool. So grab that, and because I do love my merch. Got a little mug as well. And that was it, guys. So if I did get my editing right, I would have left some videos or some photos along the way during this particular vid. But if you can get to it, it's worth checking out. A big thanks again to James. Really nice to meet you. Cheers for the specky cassettes. Really made my day. Absolutely fantastic time. And that's it. And I will see you all on the next one. Cheers.